Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be reviewing the third release in the Disney Midnight Masquerade series. And we have here is Ursula, the sea witch from The Little Mermaid. So this one is a limited edition of 5100, as you can see on the side there. And as usual, we have this huge sketch of Ursula as she appeared in her final design. And we have, of course, Flotsam and Jetsam, whichever one they are, on her shoulder. And on the left-hand side, we have the design of the mask, which is a design of Vanessa, which is her human form that she used to disguise herself and to marry Prince Eric, and also a couple of her tentacles. And of course, we have her iconic shell necklace, which she actually doesn't have in the original doll. But I think it would have been a nice touch to add that otherwise, but I think with what we have in the original doll, I think it's quite sufficient in itself, even without her necklace. So as you can see, we have here the full color Ursula artwork. And you can see the colored Flotsam and Jetsam more clearly right there. And we have her outfit, and also we have all these sort of like sketches of some sort of a seaweed type of elements to her dress. As usual, on the bottom we have a description right there, and on the side right here we have her name, Ursula, right there. So as usual, I've taken the doll box out of the flap box so that it's easier for me to review. So as you can see, there's no doll right there. But I just wanted to show you guys the framing that the flap box comes with. So as you can see, we have her tentacles sort of like surrounding her overall, and the shape of the frame has this sort of like some sort of a bubbly, very underwater type of design to it, which I kind of like, which fits Ursula really well. So as you can see right there, there's the certificate. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but I believe it says number 1846 out of 5100. So let's put this aside. This side right there. And of course, on the bottom here, I have Ursula herself. Right there. So I think they really did a good job on Ursula, especially considering that she's one of those villains that's been done in doll form many times. This is probably her third or fourth reincarnation as a limited edition doll. I don't keep count anymore, but I think they really managed to give her something really fresh and original, especially starting off with this sort of like fish skeleton type of collar that she has right there. I do believe it's a callback to her lair from the movie. She lives in the inside the skeleton or the remains of a large fish in the film. And of course, they kind of combine that with Flotsam and Jetsam always being by her side, especially sort of like snuggling around her shoulder. And of course, we have all this sort of like seaweed type of jellyfish type of elements to her dress. And I understand, can be really hard to create technically a dress for Ursula, since she practically doesn't wear a dress in the film. She just kind of has this octopus body, which sort of acts like her dress, but it's not really a dress. It's just part of her body, colored black. But I think what they managed to achieve here is quite brilliant. They managed to have this sort of like layering, sort of like this almost like a color like framing around her waist. It kind of adds a certain more dimensionality and more as if you can see the complex design of her dress, which I really appreciate. you know, they kind of change up her bodice part. Instead of being more bra-like, it's more like kind of shaped towards her chin right there. And of course, they added these two net stockings. Personally, I would have preferred these sort of like hand warmers, I don't know how you call it, to be leather, to be kind of like what is depicted in the sketch. But instead, they gave us this kind of like net stocking, which I don't think really works, because you can clearly see where the stitching begins and ends right there. It's not exactly a seamless transition. So I would have preferred if they just done a more leather-like material, sort of like similar to her bodice on her two sleeves right there. I think that would have been perfect, since most of her upper outfit is mostly leather anyway. You know, they should have just went with the whole leather theme. But that's pretty much my only complaint about that. Her not having the necklace, for some reason for me it's fine, because I think the way this dress sort of like upturned right there would have not been enough space for you to put the necklace anyway. So I think that's fine. And anyway, they kind of added this little touch of gold with King Triton's crown on her leg right there, on one of her octopus legs. And I believe for me it kind of symbolizes her sort of like trampling over Triton at the end of the movie. So it kind of symbolizes her deference and her ignorance of Triton's rule, really. You know, she kind of, you know, she doesn't like Triton to begin with. She doesn't like his reign. So it's sort of like her stamping over Triton by putting his crown on one of her legs right there. So I believe that's a nice touch of gold in replacement for her necklace. But overall, she has a really good face sculpture right there. I think it's Ursula all the way. I'm not sure why they went with a more hot pink for her lipstick. You know, she kind of wears more a deep red in the cartoon. But you know, it kind of, I suppose, goes well with the entire sort of like background, with this sort of like purple pinkish hue to it. But the other thing that I'm really disappointed at is her earrings. It's just a regular, really tiny earrings instead of the seashell earrings that she has in the film. You know, they should have, I think for the earrings, they should have just went with the original seashell earrings for those, really. It doesn't really make sense to add those really tiny earrings. It's more of a economic, budgetary issues, I think, in my opinion. So moving on to the mask right there, of course we have her Vanessa visage that she has right there to disguise herself. I mean, it's kind of appropriate considering the concept of the Masquerade ball is to disguise yourself. So of course you would have her own disguise from the movie, which is Vanessa. But of course it's touched with all this octopus legs, which is as Ursula does. And of course we have the her seashell necklace on one of the as one of the design. And it's I think it's cleverly designed to look as if one of the another one of Vanessa's hair curls. So you don't see it right away, but you can only see it once you kind of take a look at it closely, really. And I think the color purple overall it's a really nice touch, because that's what the Ursula primary color is. Mainly it's just the color purple. So moving on to her sort of like dress, shall we say, she has these two different materials. She has one material which is, for me, it's sort of like one of those like ballet net stockings that those ballet dancer kind of use. They're kind of very they're not the same type of stockings as her sleeves right there. They're a bit more softer and a bit more, there's a feel of I don't know how to say it, but there's a feel of elasticity to it. So it feels like almost like a jellyfish type of material. And of course the second material, we have this sort of like this raggedy type of iridescent type of fabric. It's very, very thin, and it's, people say that it kind of pulls apart really easily, so I prefer to keep it in the box. That's why, you know. That's why a lot of people, I think it's better to keep it in the box, because some of this material fabrics can be really, really fragile, and it's, just better not to play with it too much. And of course, you have three of her tentacles showing. There's a fourth one right there, which you can see. So there's probably, I believe if I feel it inside, there's one right there, and probably another one on the back right here. Yeah, there's one on the back right there, which you don't really see. But one thing that I was really kind of disappointed by her tentacles is that, first of all, she doesn't have her little suction cups on the bottom part. On the purple part, she doesn't have those tiny little suction cups as for detailing. And also the tentacles doesn't have any wiring inside for you to shape and mold the tentacle into whatever you wish. So the reason these two are already shaped that way is because they were stitched that way, so they weren't like molded or anything like that. They were already manufactured that way. So the rest of the tentacles is pretty much just a straight type of tentacles. They're really stiff. They don't really adhere to any type of design that you would want to incorporate to her. That's one thing that I'm kind of disappointed for the tentacles. But then again, if you don't display her and you just kind of see her on this sort of like dress type of illusion, I think it works great, as long as you don't play with it too much. It works great with the way they presented it to begin with. So this is one of those dolls that I think would look just as good, if not better, inside the box than if she was deboxed. So, I would suggest that all of you really, really just keep her inside the box, because really, she looks good as it is, and she kind of fills up the entire box. So there's no point for you to save like a couple of inches over there, to save space or whatever, because she looks good as it is, in my opinion. So I really hope you you enjoy this review. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. So there's only one more release for me to do, which is Hades. I'm not really interested in the Evil Queen one. I think that one has has the worst design out of all 6. So it's just Hades for me next, and I really wish you all good luck, and also good luck to me in getting those dolls. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave more of your collection stories down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.